Everybody click OK. All right. Good morning. It is Friday the 25th, and I'm excited to welcome you guys to Fire Fridays with Dave. Every Friday, we get together and we talk about agent attraction, utilizing the amazing platform at eXp Realty to create opportunity, to welcome others into this opportunity, and to build generational wealth for the purpose of doing great things. So guys, I'm so excited. Number one, that you guys are here. Love seeing your smiling faces, all of our buddies. So really cool that you all are here with us today for this Friday. For all of you watching it on the recording, hope you have an awesome weekend. We have a treat for you today. Every week, I know you love hearing from me all the time, but we try to bring on some great guests so you hear some different perspective, different information, different paths forward. And we've heard from some people that have been doing this for a while, some people that have been at EXP for a while, and growing it on all different platforms. But you're in for a treat today for a couple reasons. Number one, we have someone who is just a phenomenal human being. You're going to enjoy hanging out with Curt today because he's a good guy. He is a lot of fun to hang out with, which you will see. You'll see why he's been growing so quickly and why people want to hang out with him. So good human being, lots of fun. But, the proof is in the results. And so I'll give you just a real quick snapshot. But Curt has been I don't even know how many years now, Curt. You've been in the real estate industry for a while.
Yeah, this is my 20th year, 19 years in year 20.
There you go. So Curt has been building businesses in the real estate platform for 2 decades and has built businesses, has built brokerages, has built teams, has built all kinds of stuff, right? So he's been out there doing it, out in the trenches, knowing how to build a real estate sales business, how to scale that to really, really large sizes and how to make it work properly, but really showing other people how to do it, showing other people how to scale their business, showing other people how to succeed in real estate. And that has attracted people to him, right? And you become that person where, when people go hang out with you, all of a sudden I see them being really successful. So I would like to hang out with you. And that over time, Curt also partnered up with Mark Z, and you may have seen the Mark Z team out there, but they're one of the largest teams in the country, and certainly one of the largest teams at EXP. So producing at an extremely, extremely high level. But it was something where, again, a high producing team looking to scale. And so Curt and Mark partnered up to use that platform to really scale it. And Curt, give us a couple of the numbers that you've done as far as building that team, because you've made such an impact on that business.
Oh, yeah. Thanks, Dave. Thanks, everybody. Hey, guys. Yeah, that was a nice introduction. You actually made it sound like I'm a good guy. So we're
we got so much more. But I want to real quick. I want them to know what you've done on that team.
All right. So we took Mark had a Keller team, 15 agents in the team, and he was doing about 96 million in volume. So just under 100 million in volume with 15 agents. And we scaled that, got him out of Keller, brought to EXP. We partnered together to build this thing out. Now we have 128 agents on the team. So I've recruited all of them. And then we also, at the exact same time, scaled the EXP portion outside of the team to, I've got 3,000 and I've got about 3,200 in Marks. So that's how we do it that way. So yeah, you can scale.
Let me hit pause on that real quick. So it was a 15-person team that went to a 128-person team.
Yeah. So we have over 1,000 transactions a year, and we do right between 320 to 350 million.
Yeah, not too shabby. All right. So from 90, so you like 4x the business, but you actually scaled the production up even more than just the people, right? So it's an exponential production as well.
Like anybody, right? We got 128 agents, and we have about 40 that you're always like, come on, do a deal, come on, do something, right? We've got about 75 agents that are pretty consistent. They'll do at least a deal a month. And then we've got our heavy hitter, our top 10, they crush. They're doing, anywhere from 5 to 10 deals a month, each of those people. That's what happens, and so the bulk of our business comes from that, that first 40 agents, and then that next 40 agents, hit or miss. And then you got that group that you're like, come on. So then those are the attrition ones, right? Those are the ones that they just can't get out of the way. They can't get started. We have every system, process, tool in place to really support them. And that's the key, right? I do a coaching call every single morning at 7:30. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, we do a podcast. So 4 days a week, I train. Dave's actually been a guest on my coaching show, right?
Yep.
So and it's free for anybody in the entire company. For that matter, I've got about 20 consistent agents who are not EXP agents that come on that call. And obviously we use it as a tool to dangle our carrot because they don't get this anywhere they're at. We try to use it as a lure to bring them over. There's about 120 to 130 agents every single day on that call. We coach, train, role play, go through every scenario. Each day we do it a different way. I've got actually for a month now, I've got Rich Tomasini for 4 weeks as a guest coach on my Thursday call. Thursdays, we challenge the agent. If you can stump me with an objection that I can't handle under your production, I'll pay $1,000. I've yet to ever have to pay it out.
I love that.
Same.
That's putting your money where your mouth is, right?
Yeah, I do that in the attraction world too. So I do an attraction course. Again, everything's free. We want to make sure that everybody in it. So far for this year, we've done the numbers, and so far we've confirmed of about 550, 560 agents that I've recruited to EXP that are not in my group. They're not in my downline. They're not in my, upline, sideline, downline, whatever it is. It's for others that have an opportunity because a lot of people in EXP always feel orphaned. I'm not in the right group. I didn't join the right person. Stay in the company. Don't leave. Don't do any of that stupid shit. Stay here. Let us help you. There are tons of people who will help. So I do a Thursday call every Thursday morning. You guys are welcome to bring your people to it. If you want to attract somebody, you just go to your chatwithcurt.com and go to the one that says EXP Explained. There's like 4 choices because I do one every day. Do it on that one. And then I'll actually recruit your people for you. And I'll make sure that they sign with you. So they're signed up under you. They'll think that we're partners because technically we are. We're all partners in this business. Dave and I are partners. We're not in the same upline, downline, right? Sideline crap. But we're partners because if he grows his business, it makes it easier for me and my people to grow theirs. If I can grow your business, it helps my people grow their business. So there's a lot into this for all of us to help and do it. So every Thursday morning, you'll see there's a time slot. So I did it yesterday. There was only 7 people on that call and 5 of them signed up on the spot. One was a broker with 12 agents.
That's awesome. All right. So, and I've been on there and I've listened to it, and you guys do a phenomenal job going through, and people are throwing out the objections they're running into right in their business and just saying, hey, this is where I'm hitting a roadblock. This is what I'm hitting back. And that changes as the market changes and the industry changes and that kind of stuff. Right. So there's some that have been around forever. There's objections that are the most common objections that you will always hear in the business. But, sometimes when the interest rates go up and people go, oh, I shouldn't now because of this, or should I wait? And, I'm not going to give it away, all the things you hear. So, all right. So let me go back also, though. You've got 3,000 people in your line, right? You're around 3,000 and Mark is around 3,000. But we know Mark had that original sales team, and I know he works a lot with still the production side of things on that. You've been the growth guy. And so you're really, you're out there having the conversations and bringing people in. So for all intents and purposes, you've really brought in about 6, through the people you've brought in, the people that they brought in, it's about 6,000 people coming in through what you're building. Is that correct?
A lot of people. Yeah.
Yeah. And that's in 5 years?
Yeah. 5 years and, or 5 years and 3 months. So May of 2018.
That's amazing. That is amazing. So, yeah. All right. So talk to us. How, I think you're already kind of keyed into it a little bit, but how does that happen? How does that happen? You're coming in and, whole new business model, whole new everything else. Does that matter? And
honestly,
and what do you do?
It's this. That's why I threw this screen up for you guys. What's your script? What's your pitch? What do you say? Because here's the truth. You cannot pitch EXP. You just can't. The people who do fail miserably. It's a horrible pitch. It's so hard to pitch this. Alex, if I picked on you and said, Alex, my man, you got to come here. You know why? Because we have this, and this. Your head's going to spin. And you're going to be like, all right, dude, hey, really cool. Thanks. I got to go because I don't even know what any of that even means. And then what happens is we start talking in a really silly way. You start going, yeah, like, oh man, because like the rev share is like amazing, right? Because then, with the stock options, we get it. You are so up here with these, they don't even know what you're talking about. We're like, oh yeah, of course we do. No, we do because we talk about it every day. The other agents at every other brokerage out there have no clue what you're talking about. They don't even know what it means. And the ones who have heard it have heard it poorly. You know who they've heard it from? People who are not here who can't explain it. Or they heard it from people that are here who can't explain it. Right?
Yeah.
We have a ton of people who can't explain it. So when I say know your script, think about this. If I asked every one of you, hey, you're at line at the grocery store, you're at the supermarket, and you're buying your groceries, and you got a little cart, and you're putting stuff up there, and there's a lady standing behind you with 3 kids who are going nuts, and mom, can I have the candy, driving them nuts, and you're like, oh yeah, I got kids too, I get it, don't worry, ma'am, blah blah blah. I'm sorry, my kid keeps jamming you with the cart. It's all good, we're all in love and fun here, no problem. By the way, you must live nearby here since we're shopping together, and I'm a real estate agent, I deal with this all the time, so don't worry about it, because you throw it out there, I'm a real estate agent. Your little elevator pitch. I'm like, oh my God, you must live nearby. How long have you been here? Oh God, where do you live now? How long have you been there? Oh, that's great, right? You're actually trying to get some referrals. You're trying to you guys can talk production all day long and talk to a person about you're a real estate agent and just throw yourself into a conversation. You can do that. You have to be able to do that with an agent with this. Have your elevator pitch and don't let it sound like a pitch. It's a conversation. All I'm doing is throwing out little things to see if they're interested in nibbling on any of these little nuggets. Is there something that I could attract them with? Is there something they're attracted to? So when we talk about recruiting versus attracting, yeah, I can call people out of the blue and cold call people and I try to recruit them. Sure, you get tons of that going on every day. But I'd rather throw little nibbles out and see how many I attract to it. Because if I can attract them, it's a lot easier conversation because they're very open to it. If the gate's closed, I can't do it. I can't force you to do anything. So simple scripts, like have your script. So when you do talk to somebody, it's a really simple script, right? I have them, guys. I live by them, right? They just don't sound like a script. It sounds like me just talking to Dave, right?
Yeah.
But I got my scripts and I know which way to pivot. I have them in different color codes, so I know which pivot I want to go to, right? And that's what I do. So I have these things down. So I know exactly how to have a conversation with anybody, and I don't care where they're at. I can have that combo. You have to get to that point, which means you have to practice. You actually have to get in classes with Dave, right? I learned from Dave. Why? Dave owned like everything. This guy's built a real estate empire that was insane. He happens to do it here now. I want to learn every single thing I can from him of how did you do that? Because I want to know what attracted those people to that model. So remember, guys, think about it. I want to know, why would they go there? Why would they come here? Right? Here's what we do. I'm going to use an analogy of dating. Everybody,
Alexa, is it supposed to rain today?
it might, but in Detroit, we got the rain yesterday. It was really bad, so I wouldn't worry about that. So here's the thing, though, right? So when it rains, it pours. Remember, good and bad. So here's the thing, guys. When you're dating somebody, you know what the biggest mistake we make is we get Julie to go on a date with me. Julie, thanks for going on my date with me. But what happens is once we're on the date, all I keep convincing her and trying to talk to her about is why she should go on a date with me. I'm already on the date. Be in the date. Stop talking about this crap of why she should go on a date with you. She's on the date. Be in the date. Get her to want to go on another date with you. Right? So have these conversations. Start talking to them about what? If I want Julie to date me, who do I need to talk about? Julie. What questions do I need to ask? Anything under the sun that's about Julie. If you want to attract agents, you need to have a conversation with them about what matters to them. You know how we find out what matters to Julie? We ask her. I know this is really crazy shit. This is real high level. Ask them. Right? Why are you at the brokerage? Here's a couple quick questions you can ask. You can write these down or just remember them or whatever. Ask every agent these questions. Ask them one. So let me ask you, how long have you been in real estate? I know that's a really hard one. It's offensive. It scares them. How long have you been in real estate? I've been in real estate. So role play this out. Dave, just humor me here. Dave, how long have you been in real estate?
20 years.
20 years. Oh my God, that's fantastic. Wow, 20. That's awesome. So how many brokerages have you worked for? How many brokerages have you worked for?
3.
Oh my God. So, okay. So every 5, 6, 7 years, you're always looking for that next piece. You know, what is it that made you change from one to the next? Walk me through that. What made you change? Write that down.
Yeah, better opportunity, more opportunity to make money and, grow my business, learn, that sort of thing.
Gotcha.
So nothing really wrong with where I was. I just, wanted something better was ahead.
Yeah. So what was the number one thing you were chasing when you started in real estate? And what's the number one thing you're chasing now? Ask them.
That's a great question. So yeah, the number one thing was income, right? Wanted to build a business to make a lot of money. And
Stop.
now
They all say that, guys. They all say they were chasing money. That was always the first one. Nobody goes, "Oh my God, I just want to get back to society, and that's why I quit my job making money. I want to be real estate." No one says that. They say I was chasing money. Go ahead, Dave. Okay, so the money was the first draw. Got it.
Yep. And now I'm chasing freedom and flexibility.
Freedom, and they all say freedom, guys. It's the number one answer. This isn't scripted. I didn't practice with Dave. They all say the same shit, guys. They do. They all say this. And then you get to smile and go, freedom? Yeah. I've been chasing that one too. I never found the freedom. I always found the flexibility, because we don't get freedom. We get flexibility with our schedule. So I can go and trade my time and go be at my kid's game and then lose money. Isn't that always a fun thing? Don't you love this game? Say stuff like this, because this relates to every single one of you sitting in this room. For the ones that are paying attention, I'm telling you, I'm talking right at you, because this is exactly what you guys are in. Because you guys are in the same boat right now. You're here looking for some magic. You're here, Dave, give me that one nugget that I can take out of here today and change everything. Go start asking the right questions, right? First, ask questions. Second, start asking the right questions, because this is where they all want to go. So Dave, so now we've got a series of questions so far. Some of you guys getting some of this? Is this okay? Good. All right. So when you start asking these questions, right, anything that they say can and will be used against them in the court of closing. You will close them with their words, not your words, every single time. So what do I need? I need their words, so I can tie them up in a knot in them, put a bow on it, and go, here you go. Here's you in a box. I'm going to give you the gift of all gifts, because I'm going to give you the opportunity to not have all the pain. All I need to know is where their pain is, right? What do you do with a doctor? Does it hurt when I do this? Hell yeah, it hurts. Don't do that. Guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to do that like crazy to them, because that's painful. And say, listen, I can make the pain stop. What if, right? So what if I could, would you? You guys all know these old sales things. They all apply. What if you could work for a brokerage that gave you the three things that they told you? They told you this, this, and this. Repeat them back to them. And I don't care what it is, because this company can do that for them. It doesn't matter which one it is. None of them matter. So if I was to go back to Dave and say, okay, well, Dave, okay, great. So it looks like you've been in it. Repeat it back to him. So you've been in the game for about 20 years now. You've worked for a handful of different brokerages. I mean, it sounds like you switch every year, but you work for a handful of different brokerages, right? So you're not afraid to change. I love that about you. And ask him this. So Dave, what's the one thing, just that one thing, that if the brokerage you're at right now just did this one thing for you, and you would stay there forever if they only did this one thing, what would that be? Because what I'm asking him, guys, where's your freaking biggest pain point? What do you hate about the brokerage you're at? But if I say that to him, I don't hate anything. I love my broker. My broker loves me, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, you want to puke, right? They give you that garbage. So, right? I'm going to ask him, what's the one thing I'm future pacing him right now that you're not staying there? You're not afraid to leave. I just reminded him of that. You've changed many times. I reminded him of that. You've been in it for so long. You know the difference. You know good and bad. You were chasing money. Now you're chasing freedom that you don't have. You have flexibility. So I've already established that with him. Now I'm asking him, what's the one thing that would keep you there because they don't have it, which is why you're going to move again, is what I'm putting in his head. You're going to be moving again. And this is why. So tell me what that why is. So I just ask it to him and I frame it in a question that is very non-invasive. What's that one thing, Dave, that if they just had that one thing, you'd stay there forever? What would it be?
Well, I'm already at the best brokerage in the world, so there's nothing.
Right? Now, some will tell you that too at this crappy brokerage. Right. Then you have to lead them and help them with their answer, because it's really simple. You know what they're going to say? The number one answer you get when you get them to that point, because we're already past all the superficial crap, then the thing that you get them at is not what they usually tell you, is leads.
Yep.
Right? That's the number one answer you get. Well, they just gave us some leads. Yeah, you know, tell me about that. When was the last time your broker came by and dropped off a lead at your door or handed you a client? When was that, Dave?
It's been a long time. I get probably, one or two a year, I think.
Wow, you must be one of the top agents, because they don't give them to anybody else, do they?
No, they're pretty scarce.
Yeah.
And they're usually pretty bad when we get them.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's a phone number from somebody that didn't do any. Yeah, exactly. They're horrible because they don't. And then what you say to them in reply, guys, here's your next setup question is, yes, I totally get that, Dave. And it's really interesting. And I didn't know, right? Make yourself vulnerable. I'm just like you. I didn't know either that the brokerages are not made or designed to give you leads. They're not even set up for that. They're not made that way. It's so weird because you think when you get into real estate, your broker is going to help you. Well, in fact, what I found with one of the best brokers I ever had, and I loved them so much, taking the I love my broker crap out of the equation. I loved my first broker so much because they were teaching me, but they wouldn't teach me how to be them. And I kept saying, one day I'm going to be like you. And they used to laugh. And I said, why do you laugh when I say that? I'm your top agent. I crushed the real estate. I sell more homes than anybody else in this office. You've given me 15 glass trophies. Well, why is it that you always laugh when I say I'm going to be you? They said, well, you can't be me. And I'm like, well, why can't I be you? Because in order for me to be you, I have to leave you. Because you'll never let me be a partner in your business. And this is where I go for a little bit more of a dig in close. So Dave, how many more homes do you have to sell there for them to make you a partner in the business?
I don't think they're going to make me a partner.
Oh, shoot, you're right. You're at, I forgot, the traditional brokerage where you can never be a partner ever, no matter how many homes you sell. You know, that always bothered me. Does that ever bother you?
Yeah, I mean, I'd love to have a piece of the, the whole pie.
And it would be something, right? I'd love to be able to share in that revenue, right? Because that's where the big money is, the people that share the revenue, right? When that money comes in, they get a piece off the top. I mean, that's where it's at. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
Then I draw up my little pyramid for them. If they haven't seen it, I draw it on a napkin, a piece of paper, or I just get them to visualize it if I literally have nothing to put in front of them. And guys, if you put a little pyramid in front of them, it's really simple. Like this, and you say, you know, the reason that they don't give you any of that is because guess who we are? We're the agents, and draw it in a circle. Circle means without end. When you box people in, they feel confined. Draw it out that way. Here's us agents, right? What's really cool is we sell all the homes, but we're never partners in the business. Our franchise broker owner is who gets our money, right? And then they pay their partners, which are those regional people, the people that are the investors that help them take their brand. And then the top guy, who's the billionaire here, like Gary Keller, Dave Lineker from Remax, Warren Buffett from Berkshire Hathaway, pick anyone you want. They're all exactly the same. And you get to say that. Yeah, the model is all the same because I never knew I was working for a pyramid like you are when I went to go work there. You didn't know that either, did you? They never told you that, did they? Ask them that question. They never told you were working for a pyramid, did they? And then they go, no. Right. Because if they told you that, you never would have went and worked there, would you? Ask them that question. It's a very, very hard question for them to answer other than, no, I wouldn't. I've yet to get anybody who said, oh my God, I love that I work for a pyramid and they make all the money and I bring 100% of it in. It's so amazing. I bring in 100% of the money, Curt. It's so awesome. They take it, pay everybody else out and give me a piece of it back. It's so amazing. Yes, I love working for a pyramid. They don't say that. What they'll say to you is, well, aren't you guys a pyramid? Well, guess what, guys? Do you see how we're taking all of this out of the equation? They don't get to hit me up with, well, you guys are a pyramid. If I ask him at the beginning, which I do a lot of times, I'll ask him, so what do you even know about EXP? What have you heard? You've heard all the cool, crazy stuff? Tell me the stuff you've heard, because I hear some crazy stuff. But again, you have to be confident enough to handle what's going to come at you. And they're going to say the most outrageous stuff. Well, at first they said you guys are the devil. I know, I hear that all the time. We're the devil. You know what's really weird about that? And then say this to them. You know what's really weird about that, Dave? You know, when I told my broker that I was going to Remax, right, they got mad. They told me I'll fail, you'll never make it, blah, 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 yada, yada, yada. But then when I said I'm going to EXP, they lost their frigging mind. And I'm like, why is it that you lose your mind with that one? This one you're mad, that one you lose your shit. Like, why is that? And the reason for it is because they know Remax is identically the same pyramid as Keller Williams is, which is identically the same pyramid that Coldwell Banker is, that C21 is, that Sotheby's is, that all of them are. Every franchise model looks like that. Here, let me just make this really clear for you. You don't see my mug anyway. So when you look at that stuff, right, which is really cool. It's like my board's kind of cool, right?
Love that.
Yeah.
Listen, mark that down. We want to get one of these.
Yeah, you got to have one of these. I have one in my house too, Dave. It's the same one. It's just really cool. So you can do some cool stuff with this stuff, right? This is my presentation, right? So is that a little easier to read than my little drawing? But I can do this on a napkin. I do it all the time.
Love
right?
it.
I do it all the time. So when you say to them, I don't care which one you go to, and then you ask them, say, Dave, you mentioned that you've been to so many of these brokerages, so many, been to 3 and 7, 20 years, right? So many. I know, isn't it weird that they never told you it was a pyramid? And the funny part is because you're outside looking in. We're never partners like you said, because Dave, I really like what you said. I agree with you, Dave. Remember, it's their words, not your words. Guys, this is how you start talking to people, and it changes the entire conversation. Your credibility goes through the roof. They think you're a gosh damn expert. Oh, that's right, because you are. You know what our model looks like, and it don't look like that. But yet they'll tell you how many of you have been told, yeah, EXP's a pyramid company. I do that shit all the time. And I'm like, you know what? I love it because it's my favorite part, right? Because I go, Dave, it's really, I hear that all the time. Do you know what a cloud-based company looks like? Yeah, it's really weird. It looks like this. See, Zillow is the biggest one out there. They're actually, say this too, you want to get them on your side real quickly? I lead with this all the time. Zillow is the #1 name in real estate because your client says so. And they all go, yeah, you're right. Every single one of them. I've yet to get anybody to fight me. I hate Zillow. They'll say that. I hate, me too. You know why? Because they're putting your company out of business. They're putting franchises out of business because they're cloud-based. This is the cloud-based conversation. So I'm going to take you down another path you can go. Guys, there's so many places you take it. It's really simple. But you got to ask them questions. They'll tell you which way to go. They'll tell you to go 1, 2, or 3. It's like that. What was that dating game, Dave, back 100 years ago? Because I'm old, right?
Oh, right. Bachelor #1.
Right? Bachelor 1, Bachelor 2, or Bachelor 3. Which way you going? That's all I'm looking for. What door do you want me to take you through? Because all 3 of them come right down the EXP pipeline, baby. It's as good as it gets because it's a no-brainer because they can't compete with us. This is why the brokers who actually know lose their minds when people say, I'm looking at EXP. They throw a fit because they can't compete with us. You know why? We're on a cloud platform. They're not. They're not. They're on a franchise platform, which is a giant pyramid. Yeah, that's right, Johnny. You win. You get to go to the pyramid company that you can never be a partner in and you can never share in the revenue. I start talking that right now because I ain't talking our rev share till way at the end. Way at the end. That's the last thing I'm talking about because when I do that, they can't breathe. It's like having a weight on them that's just insane. But I'm setting them up here, guys. Everything I do future paces them down the path of where I'm going. And they take me there because I use their words against them, which is why I constantly repeat back to them what they said. And I agree with Dave. You're taking me down this path that you said that we were a pyramid. And I agree. I've heard that so many times. And it really puzzles me because I'm so confused, Dave, because you work for, can we look at your company? And that's why I take them here first. Take them here first, guys. Don't draw up the pyramid yet. Just do this. But Dave, you've got that franchise model, right? So it's really cool. It's like amazing because you guys have this big company and Gary built this thing, right? And you guys have the red business card. Destroy the business card bullshit. Ready? I love my broker. It's my brand, all that crap. Destroy it right here. You know what's really cool, Dave? Yeah. So Gary built this big thing and he gave me the red business card. You know what's really weird? All these companies like Sotheby's, you have to say Sotheby's when you say, and I joke like that, no, it goes Sotheby's. And Sotheby's actually has you believe that you can't sell a house unless you have their business card. Like, isn't that crazy? And you say it to them, isn't that crazy? They'll be like, well, I mean, oh. And just pick the brand they work for because it smacks them right between the eyes. And they're like, well, I mean, the brand does matter. Like, I know, really, I've been told that I've been 20 years into. It's so weird. And everybody, Dave, that kept telling me that, every broker I worked for said that. It said you can't sell any houses without that card. You know what's really weird? If that was true, then Sotheby's would be the only brokerage in the world because nobody can sell a house if you don't have a Sotheby's card, right? Isn't it weird that there's all these other companies? And damn, Sotheby's isn't even in the top 5. Isn't that weird? Shouldn't they be the only one? Because like you said, without that brand, without that business card, you know what the reality is? It's really strange. And this is going to mess you up. I'm really sorry. It's so crazy. Nobody cares what color your business card is. I know, right? Isn't it so weird? You know when I stopped handing out business cards? Yeah, about 7 years ago. I haven't handed out business cards since. You know what I hand out? My phone number, right? I put them on here. And you know what's really, really cool? Yeah, I go to my thing and have one of these guys. See where it says my card? Yeah, mine says my card. So then I can go, oh, I have my business card. Absolutely. Here, let me give it to you. What number can I send it to? And then I tell them, oh, it's really neat. It's got all the ways to get a hold of me. You can see all my crap. You can see all my websites and all my stuff, blah, 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 blah. This is what you do. Because my client, your client, Dave, at Sotheby's, which I love, right, doesn't care that you're at Sotheby's. Does it make him feel warm and fuzzy inside? Make a man feel good? Sure. It's like stamping a warranty on a box, right? Go watch Tommy Boy. You'll know what I'm talking about. The truth is, at the end of the day, they don't care what color your business card is. They choose you, don't they, Dave? Role play this with me, Dave. Don't they actually choose you at the end of the day, Dave?
Yeah, definitely.
And isn't it weird that they actually decide to work with you? They don't work with your company, they work with you. Isn't that weird?
Yeah, I guess that's true.
Yeah, but Sotheby's will tell you, Dave, without our Sotheby's card, lovey, you can't sell a house. And you get to go, but yes, I can. My clients actually work with me. It's so weird. I know. I thought 20 years, not one person said, oh my God, Curt, you don't have a red business card? Shit, I can't work with you. What? You don't have the hot air balloon? Oh, deal's off. You know what? And I've sold over 4,000 homes. How weird is that? Not one person ever decided not to work with me because of my business card. Really weird. Follow me, guys? You destroy that bullshit. And you know what's really cool? I never worked for a broker that I didn't love. Because if I didn't like them, I was out of there quicker than that. How about you? You ever work for any broker you didn't like?
Not for long.
But Dave, but you keep switching. So I guess that love affair ends in a hurry, doesn't it? Yeah. Thank God it's not like marriages, because we'd be changing every other year, right? That'd be crazy. We don't want that. Sorry, Kristen. Right? We don't want that. Right? Guys, you destroy that crap real quick. I love my broker, done. Oh, but my brand map, done. I don't hear that garbage, but you got to take them down that path. Don't do this. That's silly. I use their words against them. Yeah, I agree with you, Dave. Changing makes sense. Loved every broker you're at. Yeah, me too. Funny. The minute I left them, they didn't love me anymore. How about you, Dave?
Yeah.
How weird, but we were in love. How does love not have, you know what's really weird? Yeah, in this business, a broker will be mad at you. They love you until you leave them, work for someplace else. They don't love you anymore. And it's weird. I love my kids for real because I actually love them. And I never stopped loving them when they took a job that I didn't want them to take. I was still okay. I still loved them. It was really weird. I still talk to them. But my brokers, every single one, when I left them, none of them call me anymore. I was like, what's up? We were in love. They put me on their boat. They gave me a Jimmy John sandwich and a goddamn glass trophy. Yeah, they did. They said, here, you did this. And I said, no way. Oh my God, I love you. And I went home one day and told my wife, put this on the mantle, baby. Tell the kids, Dad is great. That is great. Top agent of the year again. That is great. New glass trophy. You put it on the mantle. You know what she said? Throw it in the box with the rest of them. I'm like, no, what do you mean? Put it on the mantle. She said, you know what? When are you going to wake up? She said to me, and I was like, whoa, my wife's really nice. And I was like, that's not nice. I said, why do you say that? And she said, how was your day? Tell me about it. I said, well, I got on the boat. Their new boat that they just bought. I got to take the first ride on their new boat because I was top agent. They gave me a glass trophy. Jimmy gave me a Jimmy John sandwich, and they had a couple of drinks. We tooled around the lake a little, came back in. A couple hours later, I came home. And she goes, really? Just did they give you a check? And I don't get, what do you mean? No, of course they didn't give me a check. They gave me a glass trophy. That's why I want to put it on the mantle and say I'm great to the kids. And she goes, when are you going to wake up? I said, what am I missing? She said, when are you going to be able to go buy the boat? She goes, Curt, they sold you with a Jimmy John sandwich, told you you were great, gave you a piece of glass trophy crap so you could go out and do what? And what did they tell? I said, well, they told me if next year I sell a few more homes and just do it a little bit better, they'll buy a new house on the lake and then we'll get invited over for dinner at their new house on the lake. And she said, great. Why don't we buy the house on the lake and why don't we buy the boat? Why are you buying it for them? When are you going to do this for us? And that's what she said to me. And that was the day that it made me go, holy shit, I got to rethink this. I'm missing something. That's when I decided I'm going to own my own franchise. That was brilliant. I got to be this guy. You know what's so cool about that? Tell them the story. You know what's great about that? I got to be at the bottom of the pyramid. Yay! I got to put out all the money. I got to take all the risk. How amazing was that? And this is why I didn't make any money owning my own brokerage. It sucked. Yeah, sucks the life out of you because I had a whole bunch of agents that don't sell anything, that want all my time and they won't leave you alone and they're like leeches and you're dying and they want you to go call their people for them, get leads for them, hand them leads. This is why we don't do it, because we'd have to spend more money to do that. Well, I'm not going to pay for the leads to give these agents who can't close anybody. Have you run into that too, Dave? Trust me, this is their pain. They feel you. And then they're like, yeah, exactly. And then what's really cool, Dave? I didn't realize being at the bottom of the pyramid, that means the money comes into the broker. I don't get my piece first. Oh, no. That goes up here. Remember, they share the revenue. Yeah, right off the top. And I realized, damn, I thought I went from here to here losing my butt because I make a lot less money owning this thing than I did when I was selling. Selling, I was a badass. I could sell a lot of homes. Profits here, I have no time to sell homes. So I had to give that up in order to do here. But I still had to sell some homes or else I was going broke. And then my wife really hated me because now I thought I had no time before. Now I really have no time. How great was that? My family hates me. But I was at my daughter's birthday. I was just on the phone the whole time. And she said, Daddy, I'm too bad you missed my birthday. I'm like, what right there? Look at the pictures. And she goes, yeah, look at the pictures. Show me pictures. Every picture I'm on the phone. Because you weren't at my birthday party. And I was like, damn. Sorry you turned 9 and I missed it. Right? That made me feel it. Say this kind of stuff because they can all relate to this crap. Because we've all done it. Then I said, you know what's really cool when I realized these guys make the money? I said, I need to be them. So here's the question, Dave. Since you bring in 100% of all the money, right? The agent, all the money comes to the agent, right, Dave?
Yeah.
Every bit, 100%. Well, then the agent must be the billionaire, right? Because they bring in all the money. We have to be the billionaire, right?
No.
Isn't it weird that that's the billionaire? And well, I'll use Gary Keller. He sold a house in 40 years. But yet he's the billionaire and I'm the one selling all the houses. You see anything wrong with this picture? Yeah, I know. Let that resonate with them because it makes their stomach twist and it sucks because it's painful. And you go, I know. I want to share the revenue too. Could you imagine? This is the what ifs. Could you imagine, Julie? Could you just imagine what if you could actually go do what you do, just do the parts you like to do, just the happy stuff, and you get to share the revenue. Right? What if we could do that? Wouldn't that be what we're in this for? Hey, Dave, remember when you told me that word and I wrote it down because I couldn't remember freedom? Yeah, that one. Yeah. Wouldn't that give us the freedom that we're looking for where we have the FU money that we can do anything we want? Wouldn't that be cool?
That would be cool.
Hey, Dave, if you had that, you think your wife might like you?
It's possible.
Yeah. You know what I found? The last 5 years of my life, now that I am in a model that is a cloud-based model, right? The future of real estate. Now that I'm in that, what's really cool about it is now, guess what? The clients come direct company. The company has the agents as the partners. It's really wild. Here, I'll show you. Right? When you really look at it, you go apples to any brokerage, you can have the pyramid models, right? That are going out of business. I'll tell you that in a minute if you want me to. And then there's us, which is cloud-based, where the only partner is the agents. Could you imagine that? What if the company gave you an 80-20, so it's competitive, you put 80 in your pocket, every time you sell a house, 20% went to the company just for fun, so the company makes a little bit of money, but we're partners, right? So 50% of all that money that they get got paid back to the partners, which are, oh yeah, us. How cool would that be? And what if you could have as much partnership as you wanted, Dave? All you have to do is what? If we're in partners together, let's grow the company together. You got it. What if you had that opportunity, Dave? Alex, what if they said, you can just help grow the company as much as you want? That's up to you. You can bring somebody, you can not bring somebody, you can bring a bunch of people. It don't matter. But the more you bring, the more partnership you get for free. The bigger partner you are, the more money you get, right? What if I told you last year, we're a publicly traded company, so it's all public info. Last year alone, we had $204 million that was paid to the partners, 204 million. Now, you know what's really weird, Alex? I know I'm nobody special. Shit, you're better than me, but they gave me a little over 1 of it. I got 1.3 of it. Now I was mad because I'm like, shit, they had 204. I didn't know. I only got 1. Why can't I get 2? I thought 2 sounds better than 1. Right, Kristen? My wife told Kristen, Curt should get 2. They got 204. What the hell? Why isn't he taking more? I said, they got 2. So I said, this year, you know what I'll do? I'll tell 5 or 10 more people they should be here. I'll show them the difference of where they're at, and then I'll share some more of that. I said, that's a great idea. Sounds good to me. Then I can go buy another boat. Instead of having 1, I'll have 2. Because now I own my own boat. And I also have the house on the lake. Why? Because I share the revenue. Why? Because that's where the billionaires live. I want to live like a billionaire, but I don't want to pay all the costs as a billionaire, and I don't want all the headaches. You know what happened? Company said, tell you what, focus on 3 things. These are the 5 pieces of your entire business. These are your production side. This is where we're working in our business. This is where we're working on our business. Now, you want to be an entrepreneur? That's why you got in this, Dave. Your words, not mine, Dave. You said you wanted freedom. You said you got in this to be your own boss. You said you got in this so you could have your own and build your own business and have that freedom one day. Did you not?
I did.
I like what you say, and I like how you think, Dave. Now, here's the reality. Brokerage, you're at that pyramid company, you never get to be a partner, you said, right? Never, no matter what, right?
Right.
Yeah. Without ownership, you never share the revenue, though, do you?
No.
And what did we decide in our conversation? We both want to get, what'd you say? The revenue, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to share that too. Well, no production, no revenue, right? So that's how that works. So we need to make sure everybody's selling homes. How cool would it be if we could have a brokerage, Alex, that, oh my God, we actually train the agents on how to get leads so they can actually sell homes and make money? Wouldn't that be weird? What if the company actually did it? But it would have to cost a lot of money. We talked about this, Dave. And this is why brokerages, like you said, and I agree with you, never gave you any leads, right?
Right.
Yeah, I agree with you. I like how you're thinking. What if the company said, tell you what, everybody throw in $85 a month. Everybody's the same. We'll all be equals. We'll all do it together at $85 a month. And what we'll do is the company will give every one of us our very own website so we can brand ourselves, because you're the brand, right? We already discovered nobody cares what color your business card is. That's still true, right, Dave?
Yep.
Yeah, I agree with you. Again, I love how you think. I'm with you on this. So if we do that and we get this together for $85, we all get our own website. You know what they put in there? They put this lead gen tool system in there. It's like, what? No way. I'm like, yeah, you brand yourself. And I said, yeah, but I don't know how to brand myself very good. You know what they did? They said, well, for the $85, you know what we'll also give you? Yeah, we'll give you this marketing center. And I'm like, oh, sounds good. What the hell does that mean? You know what they told me? They said, check it out. First, you got to go in the metaverse. So I was like, I got to do what? And they said, yeah, in the metaverse. I don't even know how to spell that. They said, yeah, don't worry about it. The metaverse is really cool. You get a digital form of yourself. So you have like an avatar looking thing. Mine's a little bit taller, a little bit thinner. I'm in a nice blue suit with an orange tie. It's kind of cool. Anyway, so I look good every day. And they said, yeah, you go in this metaverse thing, and you can actually go talk to your broker. You can go talk to the accounting department. You go to the marketing department, and you can get anything you want. I said, wait a minute, they're going to give this to me? They said, no. We pay $85. I said, right, so they're going to give it to me. And they said, well, yeah. I said, okay. So I get the marketing department to do all of my marketing, my flyers, my banners, my signs, my anything I need. And it's already in there. I click a button and it puts my name, my picture, all my contact information in there. And it's like the QR code. It's sick. And I was like, good, because I don't know how to do any of that crap. They said, you don't have to. We do it for you because you paid $85. I'm like, hell yeah. I'm like, come on, you can't get this for $85. You know what they said? We got 90,000 agents. 90,000 times $85. That's a little bit of money. We can afford to put you a marketing department, give you your own website, give you a lead generation tool, give you the top training by people who are what are called icons. Makes them sound kind of like cyberistic or some crap, but they're called icons. And what that means is these are only the top people. Imagine this. So let me ask you a question, Victoria. If you could humor me so much, just unmute for one quick sec. I just want to ask you one question. So Victoria, you worked with my friends down the street, and I love the guys that we came from, Keller Williams, great company. What was really cool about that, Victoria, was that they actually have a training that you get for their company. It's really cool, right? They'll give you a 60-40 split when you're new. They'll let you have 10% of your money go to paying this trainer to help you with that, so you can get 50% of your money on everything that you create yourself, which is so cool because you get half of your own money. But on top of that painfulness, what's really cool is you get somebody that actually trains you. And I said, man, they're called a productivity coach. I said, shit. So I went over there and found out, what does this guy make? He must make millions because he's that important. You know what I found out? He only makes 42 grand. I said, shit, they pay him $42,000. I'm like, that's amazing. So Victoria, let me ask you the real question. You got to be trained by somebody that makes 42 grand. How much do you think you could make?
If I'm getting trained by someone who makes that, I'll probably make half that.
Well, let's even pretend they could teach you how to make all of it. Huh? So good, they can teach you how to make 42 grand. Tell me that's your goal in life, right? 42 grand? We're killing it, right?
I would go back to teaching.
Yeah, I'd go get a real job at McDonald's and go flip some fries. Me too. I found that to be so insane. You know what they said? No, Curt, the number one number agents want is what? 100 grand. Everybody says I want to make $100,000. And I agree. I said, yeah, I get the same answer from all my agents too. But yet they're going to be trained by somebody that makes 42. You know what they told me? No. Gary Keller wrote a book. I said, holy shit, that millionaire one? They said, yes. Shit, I've read that a couple times. It's a really great book. Talks about buying rentals and stuff. But if I ain't making any money, I can never buy any rentals. Anyways, we'll take that aside for a second. I don't need anybody to pay them to read me the book. I can actually read all by myself. It was new. I just learned, right? I can actually read. It was really neat. So I read the book. I said, wow, amazing book. So this guy gets 42 grand to read me the book because he doesn't know how to make 100 grand. He's going to teach me how to make 100 grand. Does that make any sense? Gee, Victoria, just shake your head. Does that make any sense? No. So the company, this really weird digital metaverse company, what they did was they put these guys in. The only people allowed to train on stage are called icons. That means they're the best of the best. Now, if you're getting trained by people that make 2, 3, 500, 700, $1 million a year, you think you might be able to learn how to make 100 grand if you're being taught by people who make way more than that every day? Would that be something maybe a little bit more better? Does that make more sense?
Yes.
Like how you're thinking. I agree with you. See, now I'm gonna come work for you because this is amazing. You totally get this. I love this. So what I found was that was amazing. But then I said, well, how do they do it? There's no way you can get these people making $1 million a year, these goofballs like this guy named Curt, who's kind of short, not real skinny, and not that good looking. But here's the thing. How do I get this guy to teach me this crap? You know what they said? It's really simple. We're gonna financially align him with you. But here's what we're gonna do. You're not gonna pay him a dime. Victoria, you don't have to pay him a penny. You know what's really cool about it? You can go into the virtual world every day in the metaverse and be trained by people like him and others that are just like him because they're financially aligned with you. Because if you don't have success and you don't make money, they don't get any either. We made them a deal. You teach them how to sell homes for real, close deals and put money in their pocket. And only if they put money in their pocket, because you're a partner in the business, because they made all of us partners on day one. As soon as you close your first sale, yep, you're a partner. They'll let them share in the revenue only after you get paid. And they'll never take a dime from you. The company will pay them out of theirs. If the company was able to do that, does that seem like something that might make a lot more sense on why we sell so many more homes?
Yes.
Yeah, pretty crazy, right? Then I said, well, here's some fun facts. I said, tell me some fun facts. And they said, well, here, we're a cloud-based real estate company. Most people are like, what the hell does that even mean? I wasn't sure either because we actually sell homes to people. Kristen, it's crazy. We sell homes to real people. I thought we were in a cloud, like in a fake world, like in the video game, but it's real people buying real houses. It was really weird. So once I learned that, I said, well, how does that work? Because that sounds weird to me. And it was until they said, well, have you ever heard of any of these companies? And I said, yeah, I know every one of these. And I said, you know why you know every one of these companies? You know why that is, Alex? It's because every one of these companies are the #1 company in their space. The industry they're in, they're #1. #1. I said, really? And they said, yeah, you know what they're all have in common? I said, what's that? They said they're all cloud-based companies. I said, oh shit. I know what cloud-based is. I didn't think I knew. I guess I do. Because I know what every one of these companies are, and I use every one of them. Because they're the #1 in their space. Guess what happened? EXP started in 2009. Here's some little fun facts for you. 2009, EXP started. You know when Venmo started? 2009. You know when WhatsApp started? 2009. You know when Airbnb launched? 2009. You know when Uber started? 2009. Uh-oh. I'm starting to see a pattern here. And when there's patterns, there's money. Because I don't have to invent anything. They've already done it. We just happen to have some crazy guy named Glenn. He's kind of like socially awkward, but he's like a genius kind of, techie kind of guy. He's really crazy. But he created this one at the same time these people created these ones. And guess what they all did? Became #1 in their space. Do you know who sold more homes than any other brokerage in the world last year? You know the #1 largest independent brokerage in the world transactions last year was? Yep. That weird, crazy EXP company. These are cloud companies, people. These are franchises. That's why they have cobwebs on them, because they're going out of business. Now, I piss everybody off with this, just so you know. So be prepared if you're going to go down this path. My recommendation, let me have this combo with them. They'll like it instead of you having to fight with them, because this is really simple. Fun facts. Top 20 brokerages in the world last year. You can go look this stuff up and you tell them, trust nothing of what I tell you because talk is cheap and everybody will sell you a bunch of crap. So check me on every one of these. Go fun fact me on these. Here's the truth. 15 of those top 20 are franchise companies. 5 of them are cloud-based companies already. And you know what? Most people can't tell me 5 of these names on this page. But yet 5 of the top 20 in the world, the tens of thousands of brokerages, 5 of them in the top 20 are already cloud-based. Want to hear something really crazy? You know who sold the most revenue than anybody? Compass did, cloud-based. You know who sold more transactions than anybody else? EXP, cloud-based. I know. And guess what? Every one of these are less than 10 years old except for EXP, which is a whopping 13 and a half years old. Yep. Could you imagine companies that aren't even 10 years old? 4 of the 5 of them are not even 10. That's how new these companies are. Because guess what? What we learned, cloud-based, once it kicks in, once it's proof of concept, guess what? Takes off. So check this out. These 15 franchise models, 2020, 2021, and 2022, 3 years in a row. Go check me on all this stuff because you're going to be like, oh God, because I know you work for one of them. So check this out. If you're measuring any business, if we get an ice cream shop, we're going to measure our business the same. Your agents, your agent, your market share, and the revenue, the dollars coming in. Those are the 3 measurables for your business because you need all 3 of those. Can we agree on that? Yes, good. Check this out. Every one of those big giant companies, great companies, good, smart people, 3 years in a row, they lost agents, they lost market share, and they lost money. The revenue's gone down. How many more years can your business stay in business, Dave Conord? Dave,
Not very long.
And losing business every year.
It's not a good sign usually.
Yeah. And if I told you, which was really weird, because I didn't know either, but now that we both know that 3 years in a row, they're going down. That's the trend. Do you see that changing? Do you think technology is going to stop so these guys can get back in the game? Or do you think it's going to keep going? Yeah, I know. I did too. I didn't even think about it this way. And I was like, oh my God, no wonder they're going out of business. Do you guys ever remember a company way back when? It was called Kmart. Remember this company? Yeah. And then they went bankrupt. And then Sears, where America shops. You guys remember them? Yeah, they bought them and went out of business with them. Like, how cool was that? Like, what a genius play that was. So if you pay attention, you know what's happening right now in our wonderful franchise world? Yeah, they're all buying each other up. Bowell's buying all the C21s. Shit, most markets you can't even find a C21 anymore. Remax is devouring themselves all day long. They're buying up each other's franchises in their own markets in the same regions. And the regional directors are helping them do it because they're going out of business. The numbers don't lie. Guys, you cannot like me. You cannot like the data, but it's a fact. They're going out of business, guys. These companies put all these companies out of business. Blockbuster's the easiest one. It's like a real estate franchise. Netflix is in town. Which one do you want to buy? You want to buy a Blockbuster? You want to buy a Netflix? Because you don't get to work for Blockbuster very long because you're the last one holding that key that locks that door. Or you get your ass on the Netflix and go crazy. Remember this. There are 372 streaming networks that you can buy today for subscriptions. Yet Netflix is getting bigger and bigger every single day. Why? Because they were the first one. EXP is getting bigger and bigger. We're not the only cloud-based one. We just happen to be the biggest and the best one. And we're getting bigger and bigger every day. Little fun fact, which is really cool. Check this out. It's kind of like Uber. You ever hear of Lyft? Yeah, they exist. Right? Netflix, you know who Hulu is, right? They exist, but they're like this. Here's Netflix. Here's Hulu. Here's Uber. Here's Lyft. Here's EXP. You know what our closest company? We got 90,000 people. You know what our closest one? They just hit 10,000. And they've been beating their job. I'm like, yeah, it's awesome because it helps us prove concept. But want to hear a little fun fact, really neat? Think about this. It took them 9 years, right? From 2014 to 2023 to hit 10,000 agents. I'm like, yes, because we really need them to help out, right? Well, here's the truth. We went in the exact same time. In 2014, we only had over 1,000 agents. And they came in at 0. We had 1,000. So we were about 1,000 ahead of them. In those same 9 years, we went from 1,000 to 89,000. We added 88,000 agents, and they added 10, right? Right? Lyft, we're Uber, Hulu, we're Netflix. You know what I mean? So what's really cool? We're about to go nuts. When they go from 10 to 20 over the next 3 years, and we go from 90 to 150, 60, 70, I want to be on that train. And that's how I chose which cloud-based company I wanted. I don't want to just be cloud-based. I want to be the one that's like a rocket ship going on crazy, right? I want to be Netflix, man. I ain't playing that game, right? I don't want to be Hilton anymore, who's buying up all the best Westerns that are going out of business. I want to be Airbnb, because here's a little fun fact. Hilton family, right? Hilton is worth $5.44 billion right now today because they're going out of business. And you know what Airbnb is worth today? Started in 2009. $8.64 billion. Which one do you want to own? I don't want to buy a Hilton going out of business. I want to buy an Airbnb that is thriving and becoming the largest company ever. Does that make sense? And ask them that. And then you ask them, if you knew all this, would you stay working at the place you're at, or would you get on the ship that's taking off like a rocket? Guys, and I went bounced around I just gave you different ways to approach this. Hopefully some of that made sense. What questions you have?
Curt, we paid for 30 minutes and we got an hour.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did I go long?
I posted in chat. A couple of people had to jump, but I was like, guys, this is too good. We are gonna run with it, baby. That was great. That was great stuff. Guys, what did you think? Amazing. I mean, the fact that we got all kinds of stuff in the chat. Curt, I love the way, and I've heard some of that stuff from you before, which is why I wanted you here, because I wanted everyone here to hear that. I love the way that you talk about the pyramid and explain how all of that works, because I mean, it is the fact, right? I mean, I own franchises, and you know, we know where we were. We were at the bottom of the pyramid, for sure. You know, a lot of money funneled up, and you know, we know that the franchises are struggling right now and closing, you know, at a pretty good pace. You know, while the parent company may be making less money, but they're still making money. So yeah, really, really awesome, dude. I appreciate it. I love your perspective. Any of you guys have any we're at the top of the hour, but anybody have a quick question for Curt?
Phenomenal information. Would love to know, when do you do your EXP Explained again? I'd love to sit in on one of those. That was really cool.
I do a bunch of them. Some of them I do for team people. Some I do for outstate people. Some I do for the in-state people. And then I do one just for anyone, period. Typically it's Thursday morning. That's when it's if I'm out of town, I'll move it. I always have one for you, so everybody can still get their people in every week, because I have so many agents now that bring their people to me to close them that are in different lines. So they have to look at my schedule. So if you go to chatwithcurt.com, CHAT with CURT, chatwithcurt.com, you'll go in there and you'll see my Calendly, and then just look for the one that says EXP Explained. That's the one you want. Just click it. Get your person to join in that, right? And that way, when you click it, I know you're coming, because I need to know it's you, so I can talk you up on there. I will edify the hell out of you. They will think you're like, oh my God, thank God for Chuck Roberts, or else, oh man, I would never even have seen this. And that's what we want, because when they're at the end of the day, we want them to sign with you, right? And make sure that they know there's no other person on the planet they should align with other than Chuck Roberts, because Chuck gives them all of this. I'll make it clear to them they get it all through you, and I'll edify you up back on that call. And that way they'll be like, oh man, yeah, Chuck. So that way it makes you look good too. And then because you may be a big dog agent who thinks that you're like this and they're like this. I'll make them, I did one yesterday for a girl in North Carolina. That was a broker with 20 agents. So I did that one separately. He came and beat his chest. Wow. Yeah. I did 60 million. I've got, 19 agents total, 13 that are producers. What I do. And I'm kind of humming along really good. That's what he told me. And that's how he said it. I'm like, what a douche. But I didn't say that. I just looked at him, dude, that's amazing. Bro, you're killing it. I go, when did you start? He goes, 2018. Oh my God. I started doing this in 2018. You're killing it. Let's compare what we're doing. I mean, this is so good. I'll share with you. You share with me. I go, what's the coolest thing you're doing with your team? He's like, I'm not going to share. I got industry secrets that I do. I'm like, no way. I go, bro, you're the guy, right? I love it. Tell you what, hold those secrets. You know what I'm going to do for you? I'm going to share everything we do. I am going to give you everything. And please, whatever you can take from us, right? R&D, rip off and duplicate, baby. It's the way of the game, right? I'm going to give it to you all. Take it, use it with your brokerage, and you'll kill it, I'm sure. I'm sure I can give you something. I mean, we're a little bit bigger, a little bit. And then he's like, yeah. I said, now, you said in 5 years you grew from, you had 1 to, you're 19 now? I'm like, dude, you're killing it. I went from 15, right? Well, to 128. He was like, oh. But yeah, but that's just team stuff, right? Then in those same 5 years, right? Then I added 3,000 agents on, right? Which was really cool. And then I started blowing that up. And now I have 3,000 agents that I help sell houses every day. It's really crazy. I said, you're not still in production, are you? And he was like, please tell me you're not the #1 agent on your team. And I said it like I was going to laugh my ass off. He's like, yeah. I'm like, dude, right? Because remember, you don't know who you're in the room with, right? He ain't making 100 and whatever $1,000 a month. I am, right? And I didn't have to say that to him. I let him see the numbers. And then he was like, I'm like, yeah, it's funny. It's like you jumped in a really cold pool, got out. Yeah, shriveled up real fast. So him beating his chest, all of a sudden, what he's doing, he's scratching down notes like crazy. I'm like, now what if you could do this for your people? What if you could do that? Because are you about your people or are you just about yourself? And I threw all the questions back to the beginning of this call at this guy. And he was back like this by the time we were done. It was like he was in a fight with Muhammad Ali getting his ass beat. And it was fun because he was thanking me like, oh, this is great. Oh, yeah. So I said, why don't you just come to Vegas and let me show you all this stuff? And let me introduce you to like the big people. Like I'm just a little guy. Let me show you the real people. So guess what we have? She's bringing him to Vegas now. This guy's gonna bring his whole brokerage over. It's down without a doubt. It was 1 hour of holy shit to him, and he came in beating his chest. So don't be afraid to bring those people in. We'll smile at them, we'll love all over them, and then we'll just show them the real truth, and they'll shit their pants. Can I say that, Dave?
Too late now.
Okay, Kristen, yeah. We had to get the guy a diaper. So that's what we do to help people really see. And when they do, you just watch them go like, and I'm like, so dude, whatever you got going, I love the secrets you got. Don't share those. Keep those to yourself. I'm going to share everything though. Why? Because we know most people can't do it, but you can. Could you imagine implementing what we have with yours and put you on a freaking rocket ship? And I drew them a little picture. I just made them little squares, right? Draw this out for anybody, even if you're meeting them at a restaurant. Put it out here and say, you know, it's your company, right? You know, whoever their company is, blah, blah, blah. And then your name's right here. So you got a big box, you're here. So what you get to do, you get to hold up your company. Do this, right? So you get to hold up your company, right? And do the brand. And then I say, what I got to do here was the opposite, right? What I got to do is have this box to handle all the crap I didn't want to do. All the headache stuff that I hated doing. And then I got to brand just myself here, right? On top of the box. So the company holds me up because I'm the brand. And then I got to put out everything to change the world with my brand and all my people. And now I can do this. I did this for him last night. I go, which one are you? And he just kind of stared at me. I go, you're this one still, right? And I pointed at the other box. And he kind of did this. I said, no, I know. It's okay. I go, look, nobody told you any different because you're the smartest guy in the room. You're in the wrong room.
He was the Atlas holding the world on his shoulders.
Exactly right. So that's, guys, that's how it's done. You start doing this stuff, it hits them right between the eyes. Bring them to my call, Chuck. I'll help you close them, I promise, and they'll see the picture.
This is
Right.
awesome.
But guys, remember, you got Dave, right? You got Dave. I use Dave, right? Because I got to close people too. I got to bring in the big dogs. You guys have this guy every single day waiting to help you. If you ain't putting someone in front of him every week, shame on you. I would call you out. I would call you out. But I love you guys. If you were in my group,
Bring
call
them.
your asses out.
Bring them. Well, you know,
person-
the cool thing is, and we have so many awesome people there's no shortage and everyone's willing to do it. I mean, everybody has come on and just said, hey, I'll help you. Bring me people, set up a call, do whatever. And you can see the different personalities, the different styles, the different stuff like that. But you know, Curt is clearly, I mean, he's a closer. He knows how to ask the right questions and do it in a way that really gets them thinking, kind of disarms them a little bit. And then, you know, and now they're listening and they're open. And really you got to open the gate, right? You have to open the gate of their mind so that they're, you know, they're willing to see something differently, have a different perspective, and potentially make some changes. So that's the key. And as you can see, Curt understands the power of words. Words matter. The right words matter. The right approach matters. Asking the right questions really matters. Curt, last question for you. The scripts, we had a couple of requests for the scripts and that kind of stuff. Do you have that in a form? Could you send that to us so we could share it and go over it?
Yeah, give me one email. Is it you, Dave? And then
Send it right to me. Dave Conord at gmail.com is the best one.
Yeah, I'll send them all to you. I've got different ones too. Like this is your, you know, your scripts of how you reach out to somebody and tell them, hey, stay where you're at. Because none of this stuff, I don't even mention the word EXP in it. I don't even say it in the initial phone call, just calling them, I'm asking them out. And then on another day, Dave, maybe we can show them, I'll show you the 3 lists you make and your target list and who you are and why you call them. And then I'll show you which scripts to use for which box. There's 3 boxes.
So you're saying you'll come back and do this again with us?
If you like, yeah, but that would be more.
All right, good. You heard it. This
Yeah.
has been recorded. So Now you have to come back.
So now I have to do it, but
You got
there's
it.
for each of the 3 boxes, because everybody fits into one of 3 boxes.
Awesome.
Right? It's people you know, the people that you wish you knew, and then the target market agent. And there's a script for each one of the 3.
Awesome.
Okay.
Love it. All right, brother. Hey, man, thank you so much for pouring into us. Thanks for sharing all this amazing stuff.
Thanks, guys.
Appreciate you, and say hi to your lovely wife. Hope to see you guys soon.
Do that. We got to get out to New England. I saw you guys eating all those crabs and all that good shit.
Come on. Come
We have
on.
to
Come,
import it.
come join us.
We're
Anytime.
unsalted. I got all the Great Lakes, but we're unsalted. We don't have crabs and stuff. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah. Well, doors open.
Got it, guys. Thanks so much. Thanks for having me, guys. Appreciate you guys. Thanks for listening. Dave?
Thanks, everybody. Have a fantastic weekend. We'll see you the next one.
Thank
Thanks.
you.